Okay, so have some good news today. I already blogged about it, wrote it, and then I thought, oh, I'm going to erase that and make a video because it's good news. Might as well share good news in person, sort of. So anyways, I don't know how many of you have been following along my little saga of the contact, but I'll just fill you in case you haven't. So last week, my little youngest daughter was doing a makeover. She likes to do extreme makeovers on Mom, and I've blogged about that before. Anyway, needless to say, I usually end up with quite a bit of makeup on when she's done. So it was evening, like later at night, and I got on the computer here and I was checking my email, and at the same time I had a Kleenex and I was kind of trying to wipe the makeup off because, yeah, it was a lot. And I rubbed my eye and I could feel my contact move out of position, and it kind of stung. So I was like, ah! So I immediately just covered my eye like this, and I went up to my bathroom, and I thought, best thing, it's nighttime anyways, take that contact out. So I could feel it in there, kind of weird, and so I went in to try and get the contact out, and it was gone. I could not find it anywhere. And I'm like, I kept, pinching. It's like, it's just gone, and I couldn't really feel it by then. It was like it was gone. I looked around all over on the sink and I couldn't find anything, and I knew it was in my eyeball, but I have this terrible thing with eyeballs. They're like gross. Well, they're pretty to look at, but that's as far as it goes. And so I'm having these nightmares about how I'm going to get this contact out of my eyeball, because this happened to my sister before. And so I called her and she said, oh, you got to rinse it out and pour all this solution in and rinse and blah blah. And I'm like, oh, I'm serious. I had my daughter looking in there. I'm about passing out, just trying to open my eyeball up enough to have her look in there. And then the mental picture of somebody poking around in my eyeball, not a good thing. I was so grossed out. Anyways, I figured, well, there's nothing I can do and I really can't feel it, and I would go to the doctor in the morning and see what they did. So in the morning I call, and doctor's not going to be until noon. So anyways, I finally go into the doctor, and they have this guy who's an assistant there, and so he says, I tell him, I'm kind of embarrassed. I lost my contact in my eyeball. So he's all, well, come here, let's have a look. So he starts looking in my eyeball, and I'm like trying not to pass out from that alone, and he says, well, it's right there. And I'm like, it is? And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I get up and I try and pull it out, and I can't get anything. And he says, here, let me try. And well, he couldn't get anything either. So he says, well, just wait, the doctor will come. So then the doctor comes, and she comes in and she takes me in the exam room, and we do the little, whole exam in the eyeball, looking all over everything. She wets it down, and she says she doesn't think it's in there, and that sometimes just because you've been poking your eye so much, maybe it feels like it's in there. So I'm like, okay. So she said if it is, which she would be very surprised if it was, she says just keep your eye full of, very wet, and it should work its way out. So, but she's like, totally, she says, I would really be surprised if it's in there. But so I come home and it's like, but I can feel something in my eyeball. It's like every once in a while I can feel something there, and it's like, I know it's there. And I kept having my family look in my eyeball, and nobody could see it, but what you gonna do? So this is the fun thing, and it's so, yeah, it's cool. So anyways, I go to work last night, and I was a little bit teary-eyed. No explanation there. But so anyways, I come home, and I was a little bit teary-eyed, and I didn't think anything of it, and I went in to get ready for bed, and I go in and take my contacts out and go to bed. And then this morning I remember I got up at 6 o'clock to wake the girls up for school, and I'm thinking, wow, it feels like it must have moved way back because I couldn't feel it at all again. And anyways, then I went back to bed, and I got up at 8 o'clock, and I went in to take a shower, and I got done, and I went in to get my contacts and put them in my eyes. and I put my right contact in, and I went to go down and get the other one for my left eye, and I look in the container and there's another contact in there, and I'm like, what in the heck? Anyways, all I can figure out is that the contact that was stuck in my eye somehow with my teary eyes last night moved over and got on top of the other contact. And so I took it out and put them both in there, and I have no idea. I mean, I had no idea, and it was painless, which is a very good thing, and nobody was digging around and, you know, trying to dig it out and find it, so it was awesome. It came out, and the eyeball, you know, nothing's in there. I can move it around, and it's great. So yeah, if this happens to anybody, you know, just tell them, give it time, it will come out, and they'll be happy, and and then you can say, I told you so to your doctor. Well, I'm going to anyways. So there's my good news for the day. So I hope you all have a great day, and I will too. Bye bye.